Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we do have the Battleground Season 28 details and we're going to break down the post. We're going to check out the metas and discuss what else is new. So first things first, Battleground Season 28 sees a lot of changes and significant portion of that is to do with Radiance as well, and that is going to be the new premium currency that has an insane store made for it that includes deathless piece selectors. It includes an additional mastery point. It includes 7-star Titan crystals, tier 7 basic catalysts, 7-star signature stones, all the rarest stuff in the game effectively. 7-star awakening gem crystal shards as well. So that said, let's keep an eye out for it. So start date is Wednesday. The start date of the season is April the 30th. The Gladiator Circuit buff meta change is on May the 14th. And hey summoners, we aim to evolve the contest as much as possible to bring you a new and engaging experience. Season 28 updates are focused on Gladiator Circuit. We have several large changes planned to improve the rewards, progression, engagement, and competition. Below will be a breakdown of how we are changing Gladiator Circuit and solo alliance events. More work than usual, but you can always expect a new buff meta and the new emote that's up for grabs, unless we rage quit. So, seasonal event reward structure. We have simplified how we give out the rewards by utilizing a single Radiance resource that will now be the main payout at the end of the season. Radiance can be used to purchase items in a newly created Radiance store. Here's what will remain: titles and Saga items, and then new Radiance. Alright, so basically anything to do with light essences, dark plumes, and the titles that they give out does remain. Other than that, all the rewards will be expressed through the single resource Radiance. Gladiator Circuit tier and rank restructuring. Basically, they have increased the amount of players in each of the tiers. So they have expanded Celestial by 50 players. They have expanded Mysterium by 150 players. They have expanded Quantum by 800 players. Arcane by 2,000. Gamma by 6,500. And Uru by 30,500. Well, effectively. And the amount of Radiance that you earn varies from 500,000. So 500,000 for C1. C5 gets you 275,000. And then Mysterium 1 gets you 175, Quantum 1 gets you 93, Arcane 1 75, Gamma gets you 59, so obviously it goes progressively lower. And just as a price point comparison, finishing in Mysterium 3 will allow you to get a full-on tier 7 basic, I believe, if that's what you choose to do. Right, so Gladiator Circuit objective updates. To encourage summoners to climb to their potential earlier in the season, we are introducing objectives that incentivize pushing to the Gladiator Circuit as soon as summoner is able. If a summoner is able to obtain all three, they can gain an additional 30k Radiance per Battleground season. So it's 10k Radiance to reach Gladiator Circuit in week 1, 10k Radiance to achieve 100 rating by week 2, and by week 3 to get 200 rating. Solo event removal. We will keep the solo event active for season 28, so you can double dip on the rewards, but it will be removed for season 29 and onwards. That's nice. So we're gonna get that extra bit of stuff, I guess. There's a few more Titan shards and stuff like that, so why not? Alliance event scoring update. The Alliance event scoring system will now prioritize matches won in Gladiator Circuit. Summoners who compete and win matches in Gladiator Circuit will earn significantly more points towards the Alliance event rewards. The problem with this change is still the fact that it does not discourage tanking, really, because you can still drop yourself down to 0 points at any given point, and then start matches with all those marks and still farm, arguably even more efficiently now. So I don't know how Kabam is going to keep an eye out for that, but we're going to see a lot of people quitting out in GC on purpose to drop themselves down to 0 points, climb up to 150, 200 points, and then drop down again. Which, yeah, I don't know. Gladiator Circuit Matchmaking Change. High rating summoners often suffer from long matchmaking queues, so we have implemented smarter tuning and a failsafe to ensure you always find a match after a specific amount of time. New matchmaking behavior, expanded tuning within 5 minutes of duration to improve matching for all Gladiator Circuit summoners. A 5-minute failsafe, once the timer reaches 5 minutes of searching, summoners will now match the closest available summoner regardless of rating. This will obviously be great for all the high-ranking players. This will be significantly less great for the players who get matched with the highest ranking players, but fair enough. We'll see how the matchmaking changes and what the feedback there is, but I do kind of expect a fair bit of complaints. Upcoming buff metas. And now well, thank God this is the first meta though. Because whenever a Mystic attacker activates Striker, they steal 30% of the defender's max power. While a Mystic Striker is active, the defender cannot gain power from being struck. This could be OP, like... Does this mean that if you do not activate Striker, then never gain power, really? From getting struck? That could be insanely OP. And this unfortunately seems yet again kind of like a single class specific tuning meta. So Feat of Energy, when the attacker reaches 1 bar of power, the defender gains power gain buff, granting 100% bar power over 4 seconds. Inevitable power efficiency. For each buff the defender has gained, they receive a power charge. Upon reaching 8 charge, they gain a power efficiency passive for 7 seconds. During this time, all buffs on the defender cannot be nullified or staggered. So there's that. Also, the attacker's spirit gain rate is increased by 50%. So this will make relic spamming a much bigger thing. I wonder, does this mean that you can infinitely kind of stun lock people, relic stun lock with few specific champions? I don't know, we'll see. There's going to be some crazy things happening in this meta, I think, and obviously it is still going to be Mystic focused, and because Mystic attackers are going to be the main issue, there's probably going to be plenty of Science defenders. Okay. Gladiator Circuit week 1 and 2. Additional note there is Feat of Indestructible. Whenever the attacker reaches 2 bars power, the defender gains an Indestructible buff, ignoring all damage for 5 seconds. So you never want to get your level 2, or you need to wait it out, but keep in mind that the Feat of Energy is going to give them an entire bar power too. So overall, this meta honestly seems like very chaotic. I'm not on paper. I can't wrap my head around it fully, but it does seem like there's going to be a crap ton of power gain and potentially OP Mystic champions. The initial assessment would be. I suppose a bunch of Science champions could be quite useful too, to completely reverse those power gains or mitigate them, but it probably meant this looks like one of those metas where Enchantress is an absolute biznatch as well, by the way. We'll see. And then weeks 3 and 4, the most important meta. We have Energetic Exercise. When the defender gains a buff, they also gain a 10% energized buff for 12 seconds. Max stacks 10. It's quite interesting. Because, well, if your defender doesn't gain any buffs, then this node does absolutely nothing. But in some buff-heavy intensive matchups, they're going to get up to 100% increased defensive combat power rate. But then it could also open up insane amounts of cheese. We'll see. Stunning Reflection, Bleed, and Shock. So at the start of the fight, the defender gains indefinite stun shield. While this shield is active, the defender cannot be stunned. Every time stun is attempted, the attacker is inflicted with stun debuff for 3 seconds. Inflicting the defender with either Bleed or Shock puts the shield on cooldown for 8 seconds. While on cooldown, the attacker gains 40% Fury passive. Alright, cool. But a minor setback. The attacker's Armor Break immune and Nullify immune. Knocking the defender down disables this immunity for 15 seconds. So this is arguably will make some... This meta looks like it's jacking up some tech defenders, to be honest. Especially if they have some armor buffs and stuff. We'll see about that, but I'm not sure. I'm definitely happier with this meta than the meta for weeks 1 and 2, because this feels like more stable, less chaotic, less insane interactions type thing. Where, you know, if your defenders do gain buffs, then they're going to be gaining the Energizers, it's going to be increased combat power rate, and aside from that, like nothing, you know? Knock them down to disable their immunities, and you can't stun unless you bleed or shock. Fair. So, Saga Rewards, obviously, as before, 1 Light Essence when completing Victory Track, 10 Dark Plumes when completing the Victory Track as well. Gladiator Circuit, 1 Light Essence when you reach Celestial 5, up to 12 Light Essences when you reach Celestial 1. And there's new Mangog Rage emote. So those are the details for the value on Season 28. There's one thing missing, though, that I hope Kabam addresses very soon, and that is the update to Alliance Event. Because they updated the scoring for Alliance Event, but they didn't show us how the updated event itself looks like. I hope they actually did update it, because that event is completely outdated too. So I hope that has actually been updated. But that is it for now, so I'm going to catch you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the